Have you ever thought, when I get to 10 grand, when I get to 50 grand, when I get to 100 grand, a million, I'm going to then do X, Y, or Z? If you are thinking about this and that is the motivation, you've got to watch this video because I'm going to blow your mind. Hey guys, my name is Jennifer Waters. I'm a lifelong martial artist, a professional fighter, and I also run a martial arts school that's doing $1 million+ a year. I actually help martial artists all across the world to grow and run profitable martial arts schools so they can live a life of their dreams just like I do. In this video, we're going to be talking specifically about the thought process that goes behind. I'm going to wait until I get there, and then when I get there, I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to tell you the dangers of thinking that way, and I'm going to tell you the dangers of being like, well, I don't care. I'm going to live like how I want to live right now in the moment. There's a fine balance between the two. I remember thinking, gosh, like when we only get to like $50,000 a month, everything's going to be so different. It's going to be crazy. And like now, if we were just doing 50 grand a month, I would be really upset because obviously the school is not going as well as I want it to go. And the reality is this, is that depending upon the stage of growth that you're in, you're gonna be thinking about different things. You're gonna be really envisioning different things for your future. There's a danger in waiting to enjoy the experience and the process and only thinking about getting to that goal, only thinking about getting to that number and how life is gonna be different when you're at that number. There's also a danger there in going, well, I don't care, I'm just gonna live how I wanna live right now, even if you don't have the means to do it. And I think for a lot of people, they get stuck in that, in that yo-yo, where they want the life of their dreams, they want to be able to have the things that they don't have or to live the way that they want to live, but they're not willing to sacrifice in the short term to get it in the long term. And maybe that's you, maybe you're stuck. I'm gonna share with you a couple of things that is really going to help blow your mind, change your mindset, and potentially change the course of your life. You see, when you get so zoned in and focused on achieving a goal, whatever that goal is, cash revenue goal is a great one for business owners, right? Because we're constantly like looking at the cash revenue that's coming in. If you get fixated on that, the only problem with that is that sometimes you ignore the journey that it takes to get there. And because you're ignoring the journey, you're willing to sacrifice anything and everything to get there. You're willing to sacrifice, time that maybe you need to spend with your family. You're willing to sacrifice, all the things, staying up too late, working too hard, doing all these things just to get to that number. And when you get to that number, you look around and you go, I thought it was gonna be different. And then likewise, I've seen other people that have gone, you know what? I may or I may not get to that number. That's not gonna stop me from living how I wanna live. And so what they do is they spend money on lavish vacations. They might buy the car that they can barely afford. They might be living in a house with a payment that is going to be really difficult if everything comes crashing down. And yeah, they're living life right now, but they can barely support themselves and they have no room for growth for the future. And I don't know which one you might be stuck in. You might not be stuck in either one, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna give you my perspective on someone who has been able to achieve $1 million of gross revenue at a very young age. I'm in my early 30s at the time of this video. And I'm gonna tell you that part of that was done off the backs of my parents working so hard for so many years and learning so many lessons and allowing me to be able to short circuit those lessons. Now I will say this before you get any ideas of like, oh, she just got handed this school, when she was in her 20s, it was already running great. No, it actually wasn't. It didn't actually start running well until myself, my mom, and my dad, all as adults, started working on this business together and thinking about it not as just a martial arts school, but as a martial arts business. I can tell you that sacrifice is something that you must have as a martial arts business owner if you're wanting to achieve very, very big revenue goals. You're going to have to sacrifice time because at this point you don't have money to sacrifice. So you're gonna have to sacrifice the one thing that you do have, which is your time, which is your work, which is your effort. If you're willing to do those things, it could pay off big for you in the future. I know it did for me. Maybe you're thinking, oh gosh, Jennifer, I don't want to have $1 million revenue goal. I just want to get to 20 grand. If I'm at 20 grand, I would be set. I would be happy. We could live the life of our dreams. And that's fine too, whatever your goal is. Initially, I had no thoughts in my head of running $1 million plus school. It just kept growing and growing and growing. And then as it grew, our goals grew. But I also know that there's different seasons and stages of your life. There's gonna be times where you're gonna need to sacrifice. And if you don't have anything else except time to sacrifice, that's gonna be the thing. Now, because I'm in a position where I'm not having to work every single day in the business, I can work on the business. Sometimes that sacrifice isn't time. Sometimes that sacrifice is money in order to keep propelling us forward. And you are gonna be in that constant state of yo-yo, back and forth. What's most important to you at this point in time? How can you propel yourself and move yourself forward? But the thing that you can't ignore is the journey you're on to get there. Don't make it all about just the achievement. Because I tell you, if you're just making it about buying the house, buying the car, achieving the cash revenue, you're gonna miss out on the most important part of this whole entire thing. The journey to get there. The lives that you can change, the impact that you can have, the vision that you can pass on to other people. You must not forsake the journey for the destination. You must always focus on what you can do on your path to getting where you're going. And if you do that, my friends, then you're living up to what I feel is the definition of a true martial artist, impacting the lives of those around them. And that is what I choose to do every single day of my life. So guys, if you're getting a ton of value out of these videos, make sure you comment, you like, or you subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think and what else you want to see. What are some other videos that you like posted? I'm always happy to make those videos. Until next time, guys, Jennifer Waters, out.